episode 6? 6?
Episode 6 of
We Have Yarn for That.
I'm Kait.
I'm Rachel.
And welcome back to my kitchen.
Woohoo!
We're coming to you on a very cold.
Cold.
My watch is now telling me it has dropped down to 9. It was 19 when I left school.
Yeah, seriously, it was colder. It's colder now than it was this morning. Like, it's going down quick.
We've got that Arctic chill moving in for tomorrow.
But do you know what Sunday's going to be? 50.
Yeah, like
it's going to go up like 60 degrees in one day. Thanks, climate change.
I know, like New England, can we get it together?
No.
No, but I'm just glad there's not snow. But
I want one good snow day, like just one, like one good snowstorm.
And
I'll
not
get my fix
on February vacation.
Not on February vacation.
Don't even think of
no,
snowing.
No.
When we are on vacation,
No.
Mother Nature.
I want one good snowstorm while we are not on vacation, and I'll be good. But it's February. I can't remember the last time we got to February without any snow.
I know, like besides sprinklies. What did we have, like an inch or two one time in December?
Maybe.
Like right around, was it
Ish.
after Christmas? Around Christmas? I don't
I think
even
it might have been
remember.
right before. Because I remember we had a delay one morning.
You did.
That was definitely
Okay.
pre-surgery and pre-Florida.
Gotcha.
I don't know. But by the time you guys see this, we will have gotten past the worst of it. But it is cold.
It is cold.
It is cold.
It's like cold across the country.
Is it?
Well, you know, no, but the areas of the country that they talk about on the news that I listen to, like local news, it's cold.
I don't listen to news. Probably should.
Yeah, I might have put it on yesterday. I do it sometimes when I'm watching dinner.
I get my news on Facebook.
That's very responsible of you.
Well, the way I see it, if somebody else posts about it and they're like, this is this, I can then go and investigate and be like, oh, okay, this is happening. That is...
Place a marker.
Or my mother's like, oh my God, did you hear this thing? And I'm like, no, I didn't.
I didn't. Tell me about it.
Or please don't tell me about it.
Yes.
So it's been what? It's been a couple weeks. But the last time we podcasted, I think, was right before I went back to school. So,
yes.
Right? Yeah. So I have been back at school. We got through midterm exams. My classes averaged about a 70 after the curve, so I will take it.
Is that typical?
I feel like 70 is like what I shoot for with the curve, so that's the average. Some kids tanked it. Some kids did really well. After the curve, I had 100. I had a couple of 99s. So I'm like, well, at least somebody is listening to me.
Someone is learning here. The others are just kind of like hanging out.
Even on the test I just gave, in one class I had 2 100s and a 99, and then I had like a 30. And I'm like,
ooh. Well,
I know who's listening.
What happened here?
Fuck if I know. Yeah. That is what I have to say. I just
place marker.
Anyway. So it is February. Oh, already?
Shoot. Knit 1, slip 1, knit 1. Place a marker.
Uh-oh.
Why can't I can't. I start over. Sorry. I'm trying to start a project like right now. Because I am great at using my time. So
it's okay.
Rachel got here at 3:45. It's almost a full hour after she arrived that we're beginning the podcast.
It's fine.
You know, I cannot get it together.
I'm not on parenting duty tonight, so it is fine.
Jealous. Real jealous.
Oh, yeah, I don't know how you do it.
Just have to.
I know. There's no other way.
I don't know it any other way.
I'm very grateful that Dylan does not work second shift.
Yeah, it's rough. Anyway,
what
you wearing?
I am wearing my very first sweater, which has got some issues if you look carefully.
But don't.
And it actually fits better than I thought it did. So that's always a plus. So this is my weekender. This is what I'm like. The pandemic hit, I was pregnant, I was miserable, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. I ordered this really pretty yarn from On the Round because I love her yarn. So I ordered this and I'm like, all right, we're gonna do this. And I knit this in like 10 days. That's awesome. It's definitely got some issues, and it's also got a bunch of cat hair knit into it because Myrtle, well, not into it, but Myrtle likes to sleep on my sweaters. And I'm trying every school day, at least since last Friday, I have worn one of my sweaters and or cardigans, and I'm trying to like go through all my sweaters except for like the incredibly super summery ones and like wear them. And if I'm like, I really don't want to wear that, be like, okay, if I really don't want to wear that,
why not?
Should I find a new home for it? So I've already found homes for a couple of my sweaters, which I'm happy about, but like I'm kind of glad this one is staying because I really like this yarn, and it is my first sweater. So that's this, and then my hat is my Kobu hat, which I think I've worn a couple times. I just love this hat. It's like the perfect amount of slouchy. The bulky beanies, as much as I love the hats I made for me and Owen, like they don't like slouch the same. Like the fit is just really good.
They stand up a little more.
They stand up a little more. And then this, I don't think I've talked about this one before. So first of all, this is a shawl cuff. If you don't know what these are, these are fabulous. This one is from my friend Katie. It says made in Montana. So shawl cuffs, I like them more than like the shawl pins, because to me shawl pins are more of an older thing. So the shawl cuffs just kind of, so this is the Hackberry Trail shawl. I use I'll have to look it up. I don't remember her Instagram handle. It'll be in there. And it's got a really long tail over here. So what I do is I wrap this part around my neck twice, and then I use the shawl cuff to keep it in place. Yeah.
Ooh, it's got bobbles, it's got lace, it's got garter squish.
Yeah.
Is
and
this
then seed stitch. I really like this pattern.
Wow. So this is everything. It's like a taster's palette.
It is. I originally bought this. This is these are my wedding colors, so that's why I bought this yarn. So we have the green, so we had mint and peach and coral, and then this is like a peachy, minty variegated, and then it was this color, the peach lace. I added in the darker color because it's a DK weight shawl, and I needed something to hold it double with, and so I held it double for the stripes and the bobbles, and then the lace panel I just let it be the pink color, but I think it gives a fun contrast.
It does. It's beautiful.
I originally bought this yarn and I started crocheting a shawl with it before I started knitting, but then I hated the shawl and I kept making all these mistakes. I'm like, whatever. Then I started knitting and I was looking at Ravelry, and I think I was looking at like newest releases instead of most popular.
Okay.
Sometimes I like to do that because then most popular, you're always seeing the same things.
Yeah.
And this one popped up and I'm like, oh, that's fun. And I love, because I know I've mentioned this before, I love holding fingering weight double. Just the squish is so good. So it's all sorts of fun. We have a section of seed stitch, and then we have some garter squish with like stripes. Well, sort of. You can't really, like, it's sort of stripy because the yarns are similar. Then these were my very first knit bobbles. And we got some like slip stitch details in here, and then this really simple but pretty lace panel. And then we finish it out with some more bobbles, and I really love it. So I figured this was a good choice with my sweater today because my sweater is corally peachy, and I originally picked like a baby pink shawl, and I'm like, it doesn't match.
No, this does.
So I went with this.
It looks like they were made for each other.
I love it, and I love that it's our wedding colors. I think this is, I'll have to look up. I'll put it in the show notes, but I know she's a British dyer, so like I had this shipped over from the UK back when things like that were easier.
Yeah. I love a cuff. I've never really seen a shawl cuff before. I was telling Rachel before, and I really like how they look.
I should bring you.
I don't know. I don't think I could have imagined how to use it.
Yeah, you just like throw it on here. So instead of this part, because this is the big part that I double looped, instead of it like spinning and flapping and coming untucked all day, it stays in place. And I just try to like floof out the front so you can see the whole thing.
Yeah.
They're very...
It looks more like easy to adjust to than a pin. And I also worried about like sticking myself with it all the time.
No stabbing here. And you can get like really simple ones like this, or I was telling Kate, I have like a floral embossed one that's really pretty. But you don't even have to get a shawl cuff. You can go to like a farmer's market and get a leather bracelet for $10, because shawl cuffs, because they're more of a niche item, tend to be like more expensive. So that's what I've done. I've gone and like just gotten cheap leather bracelets that I liked. Huh. Like this, like leather cuff bracelets. They tend to be cheaper.
That's a good idea too, a leather cuff bracelet. I think I have one. So I have a shawl cuff now.
There you go.
And if not, it's going on my to shop for list when I get to Rhinebeck in October.
I don't remember seeing any shawl cuffs.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe
I'll be looking for one.
We can definitely look for one.
If you are a shawl cuff embosser. let me know.
I think most of mine are from Knox Mountain Knit Co. They're out of British Columbia. But again, they're like $30. I'm like, if I can get basically the same thing, but like $10, I would rather spend $10 plus not Canadian shipping.
There's that. What the heck?
So
struggle bus city, because that yarn over should have been on that side of the
oh
stitch.
no. So maybe casting on during is.
I'll be okay.
You can do it.
I will persevere.
You just gotta get through it. Those fibros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the marker.
Let's see.
Got anything else on you want to talk about? New eyebrows.
Oh, my new eyebrows. They don't look the best right now, but yes, I have new eyebrows. So
I think they look fabulous.
Because Instagram listens to what I say, I've been talking about we're wanting to get my eyebrows microbladed for quite a while. They've always been like really patchy in here because, you know, over waxing in 5th grade will do that too. Plus like 90s, 2000s eyebrows were like pencil thin.
Yes.
But that is not the case anymore. And I'm here for it.
Yes. The full brow is back.
The whole thing. Whole kit and caboodle. So on Instagram, I got a targeted ad that this person was running a special. So instead of $400 for your first session, it was $250 for your first session. So it still winds up being almost about the same amount of money because the second session that I thought was part of that $250 is not.
Oh.
But I had already committed at that point. I'm like, so it's $400 because the second one is a little cheaper. So I was a little peeved by that.
That's not clear.
That's not clear. But I mean, it's still super worth it. So no, I don't think I posted the pictures on my Instagram, but I posted them on my Facebook. And so she just like, it's basically like prison tattoos is like the easiest way to describe it. She like literally takes a micro blade. It is microblading. She takes a little tiny blade and like scrapes lines into your skin and then rubs pigment in.
So it's not like a tattoo
It's
gun?
not like a tattoo gun. It's a little tiny blade that she scratches.
Dips in ink and scratches.
No. Well, maybe a smidge, but it's like she rubs the pigment in the cuts after.
I don't think I knew this process.
Yeah.
Interesting. The pigment gets rubbed in after?
I mean, I think a little bit goes in while she's doing it, but she also like rubs it in after.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's kind of
It's like a whole thing. So that's legit how I spent my birthday this year. I did midterm exams. I had 2 of them. The only day I had to give 2 back to back. Every other day I only had 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went and got my eyebrows microbladed. And I think it was 3 hours maybe.
Okay, yeah, because you gotta map them out and
make
sure you like what you're gonna get.
It's a whole process,
Prison
but I am a huge fan.
Prison Mike.
Prison Mike. Now I need a bandana.
You should wear one next time you go. Like I'm Prison Rachel.
The Dementors. We love The Office.
If you don't know who Prison Mike is,
you're missing out.
You are.
Steve Carell, like, I mean, he's never not good, but just, it's so good.
It's good. Well, so Rachel is such an influencer that she influenced me because I have been talking for years about getting my brows microbladed too. Because over plucking, so I didn't really understand like symmetry so much.
Did any of us? Because we were like, what, 10 or 11 when we started doing this?
I have no idea when I started plucking my eyebrows, but like I think it was probably elementary school because I was aware that I had like hairs that would grow in the middle.
I remember.
And I think a boy pointed it out.
It was 6th grade, and a boy said something, and my mom said, "We're gonna go right now," and I said, "Okay." And then I'm like, "What was that?" Because you're not expecting.
I wish I got my brows waxed the first time because then I would have left them alone. I think it was the whole "you're beautiful the way you are" talk. You don't need to change a thing. Blah 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 blah, which is true, but also I was still super self-conscious. So then I started plucking myself, and then they got so bad. They were so bad that I had to stop plucking and let them grow in. And then my mom took me to get them waxed. And then I don't know if I got burnt, but I didn't want to go back. I think I went once or twice, and I didn't want to go back, so then I went back to the plucking.
Yeah.
And I over-plucked the right one way too far for years. And then, like, before our wedding, I grew them back as much as I could to get them, like, re-waxed and shaped. But most of the hair just didn't come back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, great. It just lives above my upper lip now. it just moved. They're like, oh, you don't want it here? It migrated. It migrated south for the this next season of my life. I don't know.
Sorry, I'm finding out I'm here now, and I'm like,
I feel like they tell you like as then you'll get older and you get like the whiskers.
They're just
in
migrating.
Your chin. So they're just gonna keep migrating.
I'm just gonna blame it on Owen. It didn't pop up, and like that hormone shift was.
Oh yeah, I definitely had like hair on my upper lip before Brielle, but after I was like, oh,
this is a whole new level.
Yeah, and it's all dark. It's all dark.
The little like cleanup ones. They have like a little handle and it's like a little tiny razor. You get them at Target. Those things are the best.
Okay. When I get a facial now, I also get my stash waxed.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, so I've got like stash maintenance. This is my other stash. It's all my. Anyway, so back to the microblading of the eyebrows. That's enough about my body hair. But I'm gonna get mine microbladed too.
Yep.
So I'm going on February vacation. I had to wait a month and I didn't know too much about this because I was using a retinol cream. So I had to wait a month of not using the retinol cream.
Because it thins out your skin too much, I think. Yeah.
So I'd just be bleeding all over the place.
So I go for my second session on February break. So you do 2 sessions.
Okay.
So yours will be in March. And then after the second session, they're like, because mine have already started to like fade a little bit and there's been like scabbing and the amount of dry skin has been like ridiculous. But I think it's because she like shaved like to clean up these areas. So then the dry skin from that is like, oh, so much dry skin. But after this appointment, they should be good to go. And then they say, depending on how you take care of your skin and your sun exposure and the stuff you put on, they should last between 18 and 24 months before you have to get them done again. So I'm willing to, give this a spin and see how it goes. Very excited. It's like filling this patchiness here.
Yes, same. I want some more symmetry in my face.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
She's been posting more pictures of other clients that she's done, and I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah, like it almost looks like some people had no eyebrow.
Like the one she posted a couple days ago of that Asian woman who had like an eyebrow like this long.
Yes.
And I was like, oh,
yeah, she
magic.
Didn't have much eyebrow.
No.
Whether, like, who knows if that was just her natural.
Right. I mean, my mom's eyebrows honestly kind of look like that. Yeah. So my sister and I were talking, and we're like, because my mom's birthday is in March. I'm like, okay, like maybe if I throw in $100, you throw in $100, my brother throws in $100, and my dad throws in $100, we can take mom to get her eyebrows done for her birthday.
Oh, that would be nice. Because that's probably one of those things that she would want to do.
Yeah.
But also, like, I feel like a lot of people's brows like get thinned out as they get older too.
Yeah. And hers are really light. Like, it looks like she doesn't really have any. So.
Does she pencil them in daily?
Sometimes. Yeah. But then it just makes it look worse.
Oh, really? My mom's good with her brow pencil. I don't know if she, and you know what? I don't know if she uses a pencil all the time or if she uses like a brown, like a powder.
Oh.
And it's a little bit more subtle.
Okay. Yeah,
so I'm going the 23rd.
I'm going the 24th.
Yeah. That's funny. I originally was going to go the 24th, but then, you know what? I had said 24th and she said cool. And then she's like, I have another appointment and it's you. So thanks.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. It gives me an extra day to heal before I go back to school. So the kids are like, what's on your face?
Are you kidding? Immediately they're like, what's up with your eyebrows? I'm like, I got my eyebrows microbladed for my birthday. And they're like,
what's that?
I'm like, how did I know? Well, because I have Cosmo kids.
Oh,
so they're like, oh yeah, my mom has talked about that. Because I have one student who her mom's a hairdresser too. And I'm like, I knew it was going to be this class that like immediately picked up. Something's different. I know.
Your face is different. What's going on with your face?
Yeah. God. So yeah, that's going to be our microblading adventure. So now we're going to have fabulously good looking microbladed eyebrows.
That's all for you guys.
All for you. All for the fans.
All for the gram. For the gram. Anyway, I'm wearing my Tecumseh sweater.
I love this yarn.
Thank you.
Even though I know you don't love this sweater, I love the yarn.
The yarn is all hedgehog fiber.
Oh, well, that explains it.
Well, it's hedgehog. This is my first hedgehog fiber experience.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I made this when the pattern came out. Did not swatch. It is a super tent. Like, let me show you. So I usually wear this just at home, like when it's big and sweatshirty and cozy. But today's a cuddly kind of day, so I like it. But the cream main color that I used was cereal. I could not tell you about the pink or the brown. Well, brown might have been like whiskey barrel or something like that. The pink, I couldn't tell you what it was, but it was also, I probably have like a little bit in my stash, like ends that I could unwind and find the ball, or I'll just look online later and try to tell you in the show notes. But
it's like a darker bubblegum pink.
Yes. I definitely held my yarn really tight in the color work section, so there's a little bit of puckering in places. But aside from that, it's my big cozy knit sweatshirt, and so it's making its debut today.
I definitely think I needed just a big oversized, but one that because my pink Fizz is oversized, but I'm not comfortable in it. Like I need like the right amount of oversized.
Mm-hmm. Like this is oversized, but I think if I wore it at the house, I might feel like I look sloppy. In the house, it's kind of cozy and fine. And I think I wore it one day when we hung out.
We did at the coffee shop or something.
But like, I haven't really worn it to school because I feel like it doesn't look too polished, I guess.
Yeah, and
I could do better.
I feel like you have to be a little bit more polished. I wear jeans like every day.
I've been wearing jeans more often too. I forgot I made two too. And the other thing I'm debuting is my wavy hair. Thank you all for the product and tip recommendations.
What are you using for products?
So let me tell you about the hair.
Tell me about the hair.
So I wash my hair every other day. So today I washed it. I got out of the shower. I did. I used my like leave-in detangler conditioner.
What do you use for leave-in?
Not Your Mother's 10-in-1.
Oh,
it's kind of similar to. Oh God, the one in the purple. It's a Miracle.
Yep. Like
Perfect 10 or whatever. The expensive one.
Yep.
This one is like $5 to $6 at Target. You can get it at Ulta too. Not Your Mother's brand. It's a white bottle with like blue designs on it. So I love that. So I do that and I brush my hair, and then I've looked up what plopping is for your hair.
Mm-hmm.
So plopping. So
Is your hair? Yours thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty thick. It's a little. It could probably be bouncier if I cut some more off.
I feel like I also have curly hair and I also have thick hair, and I just feel like I never have success. That's why I'm like, tell me all the things.
I'll do your hair. Let's wash it in the sink. We'll do it right now. I'll turn the camera around. So then I flip my head over my little hair towel, which I had anyway, a microfiber hair towel, but I guess you can use a t-shirt.
Yep.
And so like instead of pulling my hair like down, I like scrunch it up on top of my head and I tie it up, and then I do like the rest of my skincare and put lotion on my body, and then I take the towel down and then I put in OGX coconut curl cream and the coconut mousse, same brand because I wanted the smells to be similar.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I have memories of like scrunching my hair in like middle school and my dad telling me that I smelled like a hamster cage because like the products weren't like marrying well together. So I'm trying to keep the scent
a hamster cage
similar. So because I had no idea, probably because it was just like on me.
Yeah.
I didn't smell it, but he like gave me a hug and told me I smelled like a hamster cage, which is not what I was going for. So since then, I try to make sure my products work well together. So anyway, so then I curl cream, mousse, scrunchy, and then I put it back in that plopper towel, and I go about my day. So like for a school day, like I'll come have my breakfast or whatever, and so like my hair is drying a little bit in the towel more, and the products are like, I don't know, when they're magic.
Mm-hmm.
And then I diffuse it upside down on low. So like regular heat, but a lower.
Yep.
So I'm not blowing it all over the place.
Or a lower volume.
So then I'm like with the diffuser doing this. Then like tonight I'll sleep with it in like a loose bun on the top of my head.
I got a little bonnet. It's like silk lined.
That's cute. I have a satin pillow. But so I put it on top of my head in like a satin scrunch.
Yep.
And then tomorrow, like I'll do my thing and then shower, and then I'll just mist my hair with water. Like I have a mister bottle that I use for breezy. And then I just re-scrunch and re-diffuse, and I'm good for a couple days.
Okay.
Yes.
When I do it, I have like what is it, like Camellia Rose, I think is they're like pink and at CVS. Ooh. So I have like a gel because my hair needs the gel.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I haven't tried the gel.
It's the curl cream.
Okay.
So this is more like when I have time, because this whole thing is.
Yeah, it's time consuming.
And I have the Denman brush.
Oh, I don't have that.
I have one of those, so it's like you put the curl cream in, then you put the gel in, and then you like dampen it, and then you Denman brush it, and then I like add a little bit more curl cream, and then I reach it, and then I put it in the towel. Then I'll diffuse it a little bit, and then I'll just like attempt to let it air dry. And sometimes it cooperates, and sometimes it doesn't. But it's just so much time.
It is a lot of time.
I just don't. I have really thick, really curly hair. Like I just don't.
And then like I don't know now what to do with these pieces.
Oh my god!
I feel like I just touch it all the time.
Like look at my hair. The front of my hair doesn't curl like the rest of my hair does. These pieces like don't.
They are straighter.
Yeah.
And then like actual curlies.
Yeah. Like we can see the full like straighter and then curlier. Like
that's interesting.
It's always been like that.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
I remember when people used to like try to make their hair wavy and scrunchy, and then they would flat iron those front pieces. And you just have it natural.
Yeah. No, my hair does that naturally, but that's not what I'm going for.
Yeah. So like I don't have full like I don't know. I feel like sometimes it'll like separate in the middle, and I feel like I look like Carrot Top. It's like flat on top and like. But
my hairdresser really wants to just take a day because she doesn't have. I think I'm her like thickest, curliest client, and so she wants to just like just volumize the shit out of it and have like Aretha hair. And I'm like, you really? She's like, I really want Aretha hair. I'm like,
maybe be Aretha for Halloween.
Maybe one day.
Or
I don't know. Volume always scares me because I feel like volume always like the poof. I remember the poof before I got my hair layered. I'm like, I really don't brush my hair that often, and when I do, it's like,
yeah.
So I'm like, I just think of the poof as a negative thing.
Yeah.
But the poof could be a positive thing if it's done correctly.
Another Halloween costume because you're a Disney fan. Was it not Tangled? It's the movie, the Scottish princess who doesn't want to be thank you, Brave. She doesn't want to be the princess. She's got red hair and it's curly.
I don't love that movie, but I could totally make Owen be a bear.
He could be the bear.
I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm thinking I've been rewatching Indiana Jones. I'm like, maybe we'll do Indy for Halloween this year, and I can be Winnie, and Dylan can be Indy, and then Owen would be Short Round.
I don't think I'm familiar. So.
Oh man! I mean, I didn't see them. I don't think till we started dating. We pretty much only watched Disney movies growing up because that's my mother.
Yeah.
She's the one who's like. I never went to Salem until like last year because that's where all the weird people go. You can't go there at Halloween or ever.
You can't go there on Halloween.
Because that's where all the crazy people are who do like witchcraft and shit. I'm like, because remember, my mother is like super Catholic.
Gotcha.
And oh my God, when we first started dating, Dylan, like, because we weren't living together, so like I would stay at his house, like his parents' house one night, and then sometimes he would stay at my parents' house, and like was not allowed upstairs.
Yeah.
Was not allowed upstairs. So he had to sleep on the couch downstairs. But I'll tell you what, if we had slept upstairs, less things would have happened.
How respectful. No, that just makes people sneaky.
/ they were on a different floor. So,
Oh. That made it too easy then.
They set themselves up for that
So
one.
it's more for looks. It looks like I don't know. I could never have boys in my room.
We were legit just taking a nap together on my bed one day with the door wide open, and she like flipped out. When I first started staying at Dylan's house on the weekends, she thought I was staying in his guest bedroom for like the first 4 or 5 months of our relationship. I'm like, okay, you can think that.
Yep, because she told you to, so you did.
Yep.
That's funny.
Oh my God, my mother. Anyway, so I never saw Indiana Jones until we started dating, but I really do love them. I think they're just a lot of fun. And I was thinking, and I always thought Temple of Doom was my favorite, but I think just Raiders is my favorite, the first one. Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's
I know I've seen them, but I don't know which one's in which order.
Raiders of the Lost Ark is the first one.
Is that the one with the giant boulder?
Yes. Okay. And the 10 Commandments in the box.
Yeah.
And Belloc. Okay. And then
I probably have seen it like with my dad on like a weekend. It was like on TNT or whatever.
Yep. Temple of Doom is the one with the Pankot Palace in India, and it's like the scary one because there's like the underground thuggy cult and the lava and all this stuff. That's actually why PG-13 ratings were instituted, was because of Temple of Doom. Really? Because it wasn't quite PG, but they had to market it as PG because it was either PG or R. So Temple of Doom is what started PG-13. And then Last Crusade with Sean Connery.
Okay. I know that we did
more Nazis.
I know we did the when we went to Disney, the
Yeah,
Indiana Jones stuff.
Yep.
So,
I don't think we'll do that this time. Just, main focus is on the other things.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. My Tacums, that's all I got on.
That's okay.
We feel like we're going on like tangents.
We are so going on tangents.
We're not here to
That's
focus
okay.
today.
Apparently that's what people like about us. They're like, it feels like I'm hanging out knitting with friends. So thank you for being appreciative of our rambling, because we really have no control over it, especially on a Friday afternoon after what feels like an especially long week.
It does. I feel so fried, like mentally.
I was telling my students, I'm like, you think midterm exams are hard for you? It's just as hard for us.
You have to get the turnaround
grading them and just sitting there.
They're probably not Scantrons like we had.
We do have Scantrons.
Really?
So Scantrons for the multiple choice, but then I have to grade all the short answer questions.
Yes.
So I didn't have to.
I feel like that's so much worse, like having to read writing.
Especially when they're not used to it.
Or trying to, definitely, I feel like after I go through a bunch, I'm like, oh yeah, I know what you're trying to say. But it's like,
but you didn't say it.
But you didn't say it. Right. And I feel like that's where I get slipped up.
The
sometimes.
AP teachers, because it's AP, so they basically give them an AP exam as a midterm. They grade question one. They grade all the question ones to make sure they're being consistent. And then they'll go back and grade all the question twos. So it's
so you don't get grading fatigue.
Well, also so you're being consistent with how you're
with how you're scoring it instead of
and that just
let
seems
me just get this done.
So much work.
Yeah.
So
wow. Good for them.
Yeah.
Did the kids go home after they took the
test? They're done at 11.
That's right.
No, 11. 7:40 to 9:40, 9:50 to 11:50. They're done at 11:50, and then we can't leave until 1 o'clock. But still.
Right. So you do have built-in grading time.
With some built-in grading time.
That is nice. That's so kind. Not enough, I'm sure, but.
I mean, I burned myself out making sure they were all graded by Thursday, but it's because I also grades were also due right after midterms, so it's doing midterms but also finalizing everything and grading all the last minute work. And I'm just I told the kids on Friday, I'm like, guys, we're gonna do this because I honestly have no brain cells left to give you. We're gonna do this. We did some graphing because a lot of them taped the two line graphing on the midterm. I'm like, guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna do some graphing and then we're gonna write a CER about it. And they're like, really? And I'm like, really?
Because we need practice.
We gotta practice.
We need to practice. Will they see graphing again on their final?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
There is some graphing on the final.
So it is.
But also especially once we get into, so this quarter is all natural selection and evolution, which is my numero uno number one jam. I mean, I can find things to graph, but especially once we get into environmental science and food webs and food pyramids and biomass moving and carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle, there's a lot more stuff we can graph with that.
Yeah.
So I feel like this quarter is going to be more CER heavy, and then fourth quarter is going to be more graphing heavy. But it's hard. It's you want to do all these things, and it's where are you supposed to fit in the time to do these things?
Since my curriculum is new to me, I feel like I just stop every once in a while. I'm like, okay, here's a good couple days. We're gonna do graphing.
It just feels I always feel like I'm behind. Technically my kids are behind right now because everybody else started natural selection this week, and I gave them their quarter 2 test this week. So we spent 2 days reviewing, and then they took the test, and then today we went back to the graphing just to wrap that up. So we're starting it next week. So I already feel like I'm a full week behind.
Okay.
So it's always like that.
Yeah.
But I prefer giving the test after the midterm because they just had to spend allegedly all that time studying. So in theory, they should have done better.
You would want them preparing. That's true. Yeah.
They're like, are you really giving us a test after midterms? And I'm like, yes, but also really, I think it's better for you.
Right, because you were preparing.
You just did this stuff.
Yeah. It wouldn't, especially with vacation coming, you wouldn't want to push it off until the end there.
Definitely not. So anyway, that's enough about teaching life.
Oh yeah, and why we can't stay on topic.
Well, this is why I feel like I've had super minimal knitting time since I went back to work. Super minimal between just grading and busy and working at my other job. It's just been nonstop.
Yes.
But in fun, so at the paint shop, there was a private party that came in last week, and they brought in a tarot reader. And I'm not always about that stuff. Like, I'm like, all right. So, like, I've had a couple of people do it. I'm like, this is just kind of like whatever. But she really is quite good. And she did a mini reading for me at the end of the night. And she's like, your brain never shuts off. And I'm like, sure doesn't. And she's like, you need, like, to be creative as your outlet. And I'm like, yep, sure do. She's like, don't stop doing what you're doing. I'm like, got it, noted. We'll tell my husband. But also, that's when Dylan knows that something is wrong and, like, my depression is flaring up because I don't want to knit. So it's different, like, when I don't want to versus when I'm like, I feel like I don't have time to.
Right.
But that's how he knows. That's like one of the signs where he's like, ooh, something's up.
It's great that he's observant like that.
With some things. With other things, I'm like,
yeah,
it's right here.
Yeah, no, but that's important. Like, if you're not in a place to maybe be taking care of yourself, that he's, like, stepping up to.
Yeah, he's really,
to give, like, to even just acknowledge that it's going on and to support and to.
He's always good about that.
That is nice. So this is a knitting podcast.
This is a knitting podcast.
What you working on right now?
I decided to copy Kait, and I am making a geranium cowl. So Wandering Star Knits is having a, what is it, New Year's Eve cowl. And so I am desperately trying to get this finished by February 10th, which is in a week.
Next week.
Whew.
Next week.
I think I can finish this in a week.
Just keep knitting.
So she's doing a New Year's Eve cowl, and since Kait tested the geranium cowl and I love how it turned out, I'm like, I should make one for myself. So I went through my stash and I found this yarn that I bought at Rhinebeck with the intention of a different shawl, but also I know myself and I'm not gonna knit mohair lace. Like, it's just, as much as I love the other pattern, it's not gonna happen.
No.
And we're talking like of the shawl, if it's this big, like this much is mohair lace. Ooh. Like, it's at least like 2/3. And I'm like, I know that's not gonna happen. So I decided to repurpose the yarn for this. I don't remember the color, but it's an Emma's yarn slub mohair, mo slub bundle. So the yarn and the slub are the same color, and I will never make this mistake again, but I wound up the mohair and the slub together. So the mohair keeps catching on the nubs and I have to keep pulling it, and I'm getting very annoyed, but that's my own doing.
You live and you learn.
But so I'm using this, and it's like this really pretty, like, taupey gray color.
So wearable.
And it's so super wearable, super neutral. Most of my shawls are obnoxiously obnoxious. So I'm excited to have something a little more neutral that I can throw on over like anything. So that's what I'm currently working on because everything else is in timeout.
I feel ya. I'm currently also working on a Wandering Star Knits pattern. Katie put out a test call for the
because
Montrose.
she just can't stop.
I can't stop. I think where we were at, like, last time, and I was like, I'm
not doing it.
I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to work on some other things. But I feel like then I just saw a few, like, so I'm in 2 test knits right now.
God, the mittens?
Yeah, the mittens. But so I'm in 2 test knit groups right now. And it's, I don't know, I saw something and I wanted it. I want it. I got it.
Yeah, there you go.
So here I am, being a test knitter. But I had yarn in stash, so I don't have to buy anything, which I'm trying to be better about using the yarn that I have.
That's one of my goals for February break while Owen's at daycare, is like to go through and like legit recategorize and reorganize my stash again.
Yeah, I've never fully done that. I just have it all in a bin.
Ooh, we should take a day. I'll come here. We can go through.
Oh my gosh. You could. I have to like just dump it all out.
Let's do it. Let's
dump it
do
out.
it.
Because I've also bought things like for projects, and then I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore. Like by the time I get around to it. So yeah. So anyway, I'm using 2 of the Vine Nouveau Pandora that I had shown you guys last time for an acquisition that I had bought 4 skeins of because I really wanted a sweater. And
single ply.
Yeah, single ply. So
damn single ply.
Yeah, which is interesting because I saw another test knit that I was sent an email about, but I chose not to do it because I didn't think I could knit a full single ply sweater in 4 or 5 weeks.
Ooh.
But also it was called for a single ply sweater.
It's gonna be so pilly. Even this one is just pilly and it's not single ply.
Yeah, I don't know. So I'm not sure. So while that sweater is beautiful, I'm not jumping on that train. For many reasons. The single ply is one, but also the time restriction. Like, I don't know.
You just made a fingering weight sweater. You
I did,
don't
and
need
it took
to...
me eternity.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so the Villain Vine Pandora Nouveau single ply held double because it's a DK weight with this big baby is Miss Babs Yowza in oxidized silver. So this is DK and these single plies
should equivalent to or
be
equal
equivalent.
out to, yeah.
So I just cast her on and it's a triangle shawl. I believe it's symmetrical.
Love a good triangle.
Let me take a look
No,
at
I think
this.
it's asymmetrical.
You think so?
I think so. That's asymmetrical.
Asymmetrical.
That end's longer.
Okay, yeah, you're right. And this one's thicker. Okay, so it's 82 inches for a wingspan.
Shawl
like
cuff.
End to end.
Shawl cuff.
So
I think this one's about that.
I'll need a cuff. And 24 inches from the...
Oh, wow. So it's very similar to this.
From the base
Yeah.
to the point of the triangle. And it's alternating sections of garter squishiness. So like just like knit, like knit, yarn overs here and there to like add, and I'm imagining I'll be doing decreases to go down the triangle. And then sections of brioche, 2-color brioche, which I haven't done brioche in a little bit, so I'm gonna have to check out a couple tutorials again.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, no, I've done it before. I've done it a few times before. I just haven't, like, it's just not one of those things in my memory.
Muscle memory.
No.
I definitely had to rewatch a video for this.
The other thing that I need to cast on is my second mitten.
It's so cute.
So, like, I guess I'm gonna go, like, what I'm working on into what I've finished.
It's okay, I have no FOs.
Okay. So here's one.
It's so cute.
So maybe
you gotta show the hat. Do you need extra hands?
In a minute. Well, anyway, let me show you this little. This is what I got so far. This is what I cast on. I've got my 2 colors going. So my gray and then my like silvery gray with pink speckles in there. So I think that's gonna be pretty and maybe more of a neutral for me, but it's still got some pinky purple in there. Yeah. So maybe hopefully more wearable. We're expanding our color base. Oh, I just dragged my whole ball of yarn over here with me. That's cool. That's fine. Love that for you.
Where's your big Sully?
You know, I hate that thing.
Really?
I don't like my big Sully. Maybe
Really?
I'll give it away.
Really?
Yeah, I don't love it. I feel like it doesn't like do what I need it to. Anyway, this is another test knit I'm doing. This is the Kindra mitten. Look how stinking cute. And these are in the child size 2 to 6 years for my girl Breezy. And I brought out, this isn't a new.
No, but
I showed this maybe our first episode or second
think
episode. So I made the Kindra hat as a test knit for Margaret at Windsor North. And so I wanted to use yarn that I still had to make her like a matching set. And what is so good is like your contrast color is predominant because there's no way I was making this kid white mittens. But so pretty. And it comes with a little afterthought thumb. So you knit your cuff and you knit your whole mitten and you get to the Kitchener at the end, and then you go back and you pick up the stitches you put on hold, almost like a tiny little armpit, like you were making a new sleeve, and you put your little thumb there. So I have to make the second one of these, but this pattern will be coming out, and like, I might have to be done with this by next week. I should check the deadline.
It'll take you like 2 days to make.
Oh yeah. So like, I made this, I had COVID last week, so I made this when I was stuck in my isolation.
What else are you gonna do?
She was so cute. And I also made, while I'm over here.
Was this a test or you just made it?
This is the test knit too.
Oh my god, you're crazy.
Oh, so I guess my shawl is my third test knit of the year. But this is the Burrow Beanie by Knittin'. I never know how to say this word. H-Y-G-G-E?
Huga?
Huga? Okay.
Huga,
really?
Yeah.
Okay. Is
I'm
that
99%
like
sure.
Scandinavian?
Yes.
Okay.
I think
so
it's Norwegian. But...
Norwegian. So this is the Burrow Beanie. And I used Plymouth Yarn Co. Dye for Me, because it's a natural, so it's not dyed. You could have dyed it. Baby Llama Glow in the color Natural.
It's so soft.
It's super, super, super soft.
Because I don't always think of Plymouth as being soft.
You know, I don't have any experience with Plymouth yarn. I bought this, I want to say, somewhere in Connecticut when we did our mini honeymoon. And I saved it for a baby hat, but then I never, when I was pregnant, I had like pregnancy-induced carpal tunnel.
I had the same thing.
And I couldn't knit anything, and I was just miserable, and I just sat there in my largeness and just wallowed in self-pity. Because I couldn't do anything with my hands. Like, it hurt to type, it hurt to write, it hurt to even just have hands. To just have wrists. It was painful. And the inside, I used a little scrap stash, Madeline Tosh Pashmina and Scout.
Oh, it's Pashmina.
I held it double because it was
sport
a
weight.
worsted weight.
Oh, okay.
Pashmina sport.
Yeah.
And the hat was worsted. I have no idea how this looks on my daughter because she will not put it on her head. But like,
it almost fits.
It would almost fit me. All right, just like this. But I told her I was making her a hat, and she was so excited. And we went for like a family walk last weekend. I was like, "Do you want to wear a hat?" Yeah. Nope. She wanted to wear a straw-bought hat that doesn't really fit her, and not her brand new bunny ear hat that Mommy made for her.
Of course not. Why would she want to do that?
So special.
These kids, man.
Mommy made her this hat too, but she doesn't want to wear this one.
Rats.
She just wants to wear the one that like only like comes like a bowl, and it just sits there. And then drum roll please. I have completed my Athena.
It's done.
Woo! Okay, so done,
Well,
but not
almost, like 99%.
I just need to do a little bit of weaving in and then block this baby. So here she is.
Woo!
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Done.
And this took me a lot longer than I thought it would. But I do love the lace detail all the way down. And I really just hope that it blocks a little bit bigger, because when I tried it on the other day, the upper arms are a little tight. Like, but tight, and because it's fingering, it like pulls, and like you just see my skin through it. And I'm like, that's not cute.
It's gonna block. It's gonna be
It's
fab.
going to be fine. I'm fine. It's going to be fine. It will be fine. But anyway, I'm really happy it's done. Thanks, COVID. You gave me an opportunity. I'd like to thank COVID for this, because it gave me the opportunity to really spend some time with myself and get the knitting done that I needed to. I guess that's my positive spin.
That's hilarious.
But yes.
I can't believe you hate your big Sully.
That thing, I cannot get the yarn on that spool to make it spin right.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I love using it for, so this is a big Sully, in case you do not know. It's a thing, and you can have two colors going at the same time, and we were like all about them this summer, and I took pictures in the most obnoxious places using this thing. And I love mine when I'm using it for two colors. So this is currently connected to my satellite shawl, which is one of my whips for the birthday, finished like the birthday things make along. So
we have yarn for that birthday make along 2020.
Yep. So it's attached to this, but it's currently in timeout, but I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Let's go do. So I am doing, on section 4 of, I'm at the end of section 4 of the brioche, and we're sticking to things.
Is it two mohairs together?
No, well,
It's a single mohair?
it's single Suri.
Single Suri and fingering?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So the yarn, again, this is Beachy Breeze Fibers, and I'll be talking about her in like 2 minutes.
Sam, what's that pink one? Got any more of that?
I'm sure she does. She like custom dyed these for me because I'm like, I want to make this shawl, and I'm like, I don't know what I want. So we like came up with it. So normally you don't have such a bold main color, and the Suri is more contrasting, but mine kind of does the opposite, but I love it. So if you've made this before, my short rows didn't end in the right place on this last row, and I'm like, so here's my short rows here, here's my short rows here, so you can see it's a little bit of a longer stretch. I'm like, what's going on? It was like 13 stitches short, and Kait said it's not super noticeable.
It's fine.
So I think I'm just gonna roll with it. But because the other option is like frog all of this, like up to here, and
it's a shawl.
It is a shawl, and it's also Suri, and I don't think I really want to do that.
No, you don't. Just keep going.
It
will be fine.
While I'm over here, I guess I can pull out my
acquisitions.
I was gonna say my pink fizz. We can actually see it better. I hooked it on the pink fizz. Again, love it. It's in timeout. I did split for sleeves, and I'm like, nope, I'm gonna knit on this other thing now. So I don't know what it is. I love this yarn. I love the pattern. I just keep getting distracted. So here we are.
I'm so happy.
I love it. It's called Felicity is what she named it. So
Felicity.
Here we are.
What does Felicity mean?
Happiness.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nerd.
So there it is. Here's my sleeve split. So right here. So I'm like maybe 2 inches into the front. But it's beautiful and I love it and I can't wait to wear it. But why can't I just knit on the thing? Why do I picked up my satellite shawl. I'm like, I haven't knit on that in a while. And now this sits here in a bag. Sad. Waiting for... Yeah. What is wrong with me?
One of the February challenges is whips. And I'm like, I honestly don't even know how many I have.
I do because I have them cataloged. I do have my whips cataloged. And I think I'm at like 15. Maybe. So
I'm up there. I still have that sock that I just need to get the stupid toe. Which I should because you guys, not to brag, but I'm gonna brag. I remembered how to Kitchener these like 8 stitches, 6 stitches or whatever without having to look it up. I feel like that was a big deal.
That is a big deal.
Could I tell you how to do it right now? No.
You gotta finish the socks so we can wear them with our cool boots.
Yeah. Oh, the socks are for my mom.
Oh.
But yeah, I'll make some more. But yes, we got matching clear sparkly Uggs.
Because we're super cool.
Because what if it rains at Rhinebeck?
What if it rains? These are our Rhinebeck boots. And we originally thought they were clearer.
Yeah, they're more opaque.
They're more opaque, but it's fine because guys, we've just we're officially decided. If you want to meet up with us on the hill, which is like the thing you do, you go meet up. There's Podcaster Hill.
Although I did hear the hill's not super accessible for all.
It is not, but if we met at the bottom, it could be. Okay. We don't have to go to the top.
The base of the hill.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna.
I've never been. I want to see the hill.
We're gonna do. It's not even really a hill.
Oh,
it's like but we can definitely go towards the bottom. We're gonna do leg warmers.
Ooh.
Because when we bought these, we thought they were clear, so we're like, all right,
socks.
Goals on. We gotta make socks so we can see them through our boots. But I put these on, and you can like sort of see my socks. They're pink with unicorns on them today, but not super well. So, leg warmers.
Leg warmers, hear us out, you guys.
So if you wanna come hang out with us on the hill at Rhinebeck, make yourself a pair of leg warmers. I'm definitely going to modify the Mermaid Avenue sock pattern to make mermaid leg warmers because have you met me?
I'm gonna look up leg warmers.
I feel like most of them are cabled, which is fine, but I want mermaid leg warmers. Yeah.
I'm gonna look into it. I've always said to myself I'd like to make a pattern. I don't know how to make a pattern.
Oh.
But maybe I'll make a leg warmer.
There we go.
But like I don't know how to like grade things for sizes. Like it might just be if you'd like to make a leg warmer, here's what I did kind of thing. Yeah. Here's my recipe. But,
I feel like that's what leg warmers are. It's more of a recipe than anything.
Just make a tube big enough for your calf.
Which is larger than I want it to be, but I have no control over that. My calves are just messed up because if I were to get on the floor and flex my feet, I've had my right foot fixed, so my right foot goes back, my left foot can only flex to here. Oh. My calf muscles are too tight.
Wow.
So this one, when I had foot surgery, he snipped this muscle so it can extend back more. This one is still too tight, so I can only flex my foot so far, so my feet are like this.
Does that affect your dance?
So I went back to dance after maybe a year after I had my surgery. And I do feel like my left leg, which is the unfixed leg, is not as good, but also everybody's left side sucks. So it's hard to say if it's just because it's my left side or if it's because this leg has been fixed. But also my right leg is not as strong as it used to be. It's like 95% because he legit like went in and snipped the muscle. Oh. And so when it heals lengthened, but it's not as strong. It's mostly strong.
That's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
I never really thought about it before. So does everybody's left side suck, or does your left side suck if you're right dominant?
That's everybody I dance with, I think, is a righty.
Okay.
So I think I asked that question because in ballet last week, we were like doing things and somehow it came up and she's like, you know what? She's like, we're not going to do this left-sided today. I'm like, yeah, because the left side sucks. And she's like, you know what? Next week, we're going to do everything left-sided. I'm like, no.
The left side's great.
Left side's great. But it's good to be able to do it on both.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's a right brain, left brain thing. I don't know if it's a dominant side. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody is left-handed and you do or used to do ballet, please let us know if your left side is stronger than your right side, because I don't know.
Or even equal?
Or equal.
I don't know much about dance. So
I don't know.
Tell me anything.
I'm signing Owen up for gymnastics in the fall.
Exciting.
He and Breezy should do gymnastics together.
She would like that. So
Just rough and tumble and move around and...
Anywhere close by?
Oh yeah, there's places in EG, there's places in Warwick.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know where yet, but yes.
That sounds good to me.
Acquisitions.
I got nothing.
I mean, we got the boots. We have boots.
Yeah, we got boots with the fur.
With the fur. Oh my
Inside,
God.
they're still fuzzy on the sole.
I have memories of that song. Driving around, I was pledging spring my freshman year of college, and we would just like drive around, me and my friend that were pledging together, and just like go to Walmart and buy shit food and like blast that song.
Apple bottom.
Oh my God, that's what I think of every time I hear it. With the fur. The fur's on the inside.
It is on the inside.
So we have sparkly boots. And then, guys, birthday month is over. The Cowl is not over, but birthday month is sadly over.
Happy birthday.
Yay, 34. But so my big birthday trip was going to New York, and I went with my husband, and I got to see 2 shows, and it was amazing. And I didn't wind up going to a yarn store, but it's fine because we spent a shit ton of money at the Disney store. And
you're a giant child. I love it.
We also went to the Nintendo store, which was smaller than I had thought, but it was a lot of fun.
Okay.
We have this really cool shirt. I'm not a big Bowser fan. Whenever we do anything, Dylan's always Bowser, and he's an asshole because he always wins and everything. And I'm like, I'm always Peach because I love Peach. But it's Bowser's face, but it's made up of all of the different villains. So there's like Goombas and Shy Guys and Boos, and like they all like it's little pictures that make up Bowser's face. I'm like, I don't even love Bowser, but this shirt is really cool.
That's cute.
So I got that shirt. But so anyway, I don't have any. Well, I have a little bit of yarn acquisitions, but that was my big birthday thing. But my friend Jen, who is wonderful, we're gonna hopefully have a Pirates of the Caribbean marathon tomorrow. She got me this lovely mug from Julie Miller Pottery, and she was super sneaky about it because we were talking, me and Jen and Angie were like talking about, I don't know, she's like, look at these mugs I found in our group chat. And I'm like, oh, those are really cute. I'm like, I really like this white speckled one. She's doing secret intel to see which mug I liked.
That's so smart.
She did also get herself a mug, but so I have this mug. I didn't bring my other mug, but my other mug that I bought for myself is my cat butt mug from Mud and Yarn, and it has a bejeweled butthole. So or bedazzled.
As one should.
It's got gold leaf on the little X where the butthole is, and I just die laughing. And then Jen also got me this little red velvet donut stitch marker.
That's really
from
cute.
Charmed and Dangerous, which is holding my tail in place for my cowl right now because I keep getting. It says to leave 30 inches so you can sew it at the end, and it keeps getting stuck.
Yeah.
So here's my little donut.
It's really
detailed. Very cute. It is very detailed. So Charmed and Dangerous, and it's even like got some sparkle in there. And what else do I have? Oh, I have. So again, Sam of Beachy Breeze Fibers. I feel like every time, next time we podcast, I will have way too much of Sam's yarn.
I will have some of Sam's yarn.
So I was going through my stash and I found these 2 skeins, which are not Sam's. These are oxidized from On the Round. I bought these when Love to Knit was closing, so they've been sitting in my stash for a while. And I was looking at patterns, and I found this pattern that I love. It's a brioche shawl.
Ooh.
Or at least partially brioche shawl. It's called the Silent Winter. And it's beautiful. It's like big and squishy, and it's a triangle, and it's got some tassels. Like, The detail on this is so good. So I was going through my stash and I'm like, all right, I think I'm gonna use these two skeins for that. And I'm like, all right, it calls for Suri. Oh, that's what I was doing. I was looking for Suri patterns so I could justify buying a Suri bundle from Sam. That's exactly what I was doing. And so I'm like, Sam, what's gonna match? And so she suggested these, which are Frostbite. So pretty,
so
pretty solid. And
they look like they're
of course they're a perfect match. And then because it was 4, I'm like, okay, can I get like 2 Frostbite and then 2 of something else? So she sent me these. These are Gummy Bear. She's like, these are the most mermaidy ones I could find. I'm like, I love them. So I think one of these is actually going to go in Tiff Nealon release a new sweater pattern. Don't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
Oh, I have it in my email.
Don't remember it off the top of my head. But it has Suri in it. And I'm like, well, I have Suri. So it actually works if I hold my phone up close enough. We don't get the glare. The travel sweater. Yeah. So this part up here, you can see the fluff on her shoulders has the Suri. So you use a contrasting color up here for the neck and the cuffs. And then it's also held double with the Suri. So I'm thinking holding the Suri and getting some sort of like mermaidy blue color. And then using gray for the rest of it. So it's got like that nice pop of contrast. So I think that's what at least one of them is going to become. And then I'll have one just to hang out and probably become a hat with something eventually.
Get fuzzy leg warmers. Throw it in there.
But I would totally throw it in there, but I think the fuzziness will take away from the mermaid texture because it's really subtle. The texture I have in mind, which you can see right here.
A mermaid always knows best.
Because we got some questions. If you...
Oh, yes. I had one question. It was, what was your favorite project ever?
Yep. The favorite project that you've done, and then what would your perfect knitting retreat look like?
Favorite project I've ever knitted.
I brought 2.
You did?
I did. And one of them is mermaidy. I'll hold it up. So this is the mermaid texture I'm thinking for leg warmers.
That's really pretty. Oh, it does look like scales.
It's like scaly.
I like that.
So one of my favorite projects I've made, this was my second knit shawl, and it needs to get reblocked for sure.
You did a good job.
But it was a challenge because I had just started knitting again, and it's got all these different sections on it. So this is called The Gift of the Mermaid by...
We'll put it in...
It'll be in... I'm disappointed in myself that I don't remember her name off the top of my head. But it's like a whole story that goes along with it. So I think this is supposed to be like sea urchins. Then we have like mermaid scales. And then this is like the waves. And then this is like the seagrass.
Oh, I love that.
And then we have like some basket weave down here at the bottom. So... I love this. It was like the first complicated thing I knit because it has all these different textures. It's a mermaid shawl. Hi, have you met me? And also, this yarn was the last time I did fiber share that I actually got a box because my last partner never sent me a box. The last time I did fiber share and I got a box, she custom dyed these colors for me because she knew how much I loved mermaids. So like the light blue has like stellina in it. And then the darker blue just contrasts with it so well. So it's mermaid yarn and a mermaid shawl. It's got all the different textures and I just love it. And I would say my other favorite, just because I wear it so much, is my Miserina. I love the crap out of this sweater. I wear it frequently. I wear it with a navy blue cardigan over it when it's cold. I wear it without a navy blue cardigan when it's not cold. I wear it in the summer. I wear it in the winter. If you don't know this pattern, it's Kaitlyn Hunter. It's one of her Italy series. And I honestly, oh no, it's just a fuzzy. The fuzzy is because this is MCN. And I honestly didn't think I was gonna love it as much as I do. So, you know, it's got some color work, it's got some cables. I chose to do eyelet body. The yarn is from Cameo Yarns, is the main color. And then it's Sam's Beachy Breeze Winter Nights for the the contrast color, but just based on how much I wear this, I would say this is...
Is it DK?
It's fingering.
Fingering.
But it's short sleeves, so therefore...
So that's not so bad.
Not so bad. What would you say? Or at least, I mean, I feel like it's hard to pick a favorite. It's like picking a favorite child. Well, I have a favorite child. It's my dog.
I was going to say your only child. You take that back.
No, I tell them. They're like, my students are like, oh my God, do you tell Owen that he's not your favorite child? And I'm like, I mean, I do tell him that Kiwi is my favorite, but he's only 2.5. It's not like he knows.
That's damaging. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
he's going to be in therapy one day.
We'll laugh about it one day.
That's funny.
But Kiwi listens. Owen doesn't listen.
I get that. Breezy's getting spicy too.
Oh God, the tood.
Yeah.
The tood on these kids. And then my new kitten is also tooty because she's a tortoiseshell and they have tortitude. The tood, she like walks over to me and is just, I'm like, I'm sorry, are you out of food? I'm like, your bowl is full. Oh, you want more wet food? Oh, well, you could ask nicely.
You ask nicely.
Tood.
That's funny. Oh, Brielle's my favorite.
I mean, I would expect that. I feel like I'm the asshole that's like, no, my dog is my favorite. Sorry. Oh I do love him. But also, when Kiwi listens, she's the best.
So I feel like my new favorite would be my Athena if she fits me after blocking. Mm-hmm. It's like a love the one you're with kind of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm most proud of like my Spark Cardi. So like I really love that. Yeah. I have attachment to like my first ever shawl that I did. So it's
just the Find and Fade.
Mm-hmm. I definitely have some things that I don't love.
That's why I'm finding new homes.
Like I don't love my Tegna or whatever. It might be cute over a dress.
I feel like that one's iffy on a lot of people.
Yeah, it doesn't look good on me. I don't like the fit.
Yeah. I
don't like the lace around like my midsection. Yeah. It's kind of cropped. It just kind of makes me look like a box. I don't love it, but I do love the Spark. I wear it often. I love my Snowy Forest sweater. I wear that a lot.
I got a copy with that one. That yarn is just delightful.
Yeah. So those are the things that I love. For a knitting retreat. All right, hear me out. I got 2 scenarios. So like, does it have to involve like going with people, or can I go by myself? Or like...
let's talk about both.
Right.
Or like, just going with a couple of people versus a full-blown retreat.
Okay. So if
informal versus formal.
Okay. So like, I would think it would be so cool to go stay at one of those like Airbnb cabin tree houses. With like the fireplace and the hot tubs.
Where do they have those? Do they even have those around here?
I want to say like in New Hampshire or Maine, there's some. Like my friend Charlie loves to travel, and like he and I send each other things on Instagram all the time. Like,
we could
I want to go there. I want to go there. And like you're like a tree. You are in the trees. Everything is wood. Like I would love to do that.
I mean, I'm down. Let's go for a weekend.
Like a cozy. Just hang out. Little fire. There's probably no TV there, which is fine. Yeah, like to just hang and like disconnect from like the world, like unplug would be really cool. The wind is wild.
It's nuts.
And oh shoot. Did I finish and count those? I have to put this down. I don't know if I counted those 2 rows. I'm gonna have to count. Anyway, I also like if I could just go by myself. I was gonna say it's gonna be another like scenario where I'm in like a snow globe where I can see like the northern lights, like the aurora borealis, like one of those kind of things. Mm-hmm. I would take my husband, but I wouldn't take Breezy. Mm-mm. But I would just kind of want to hang out and knit, and like he could do his thing, like play guitar and read books, and we would just hang out together and see the northern lights.
That sounds lovely.
And then, but that kind of trip would give Breezy a brother probably. She would become a big sister. But so I'd be safer in the treehouse with you. But yeah, so what would you want to do?
I mean, I feel like my ideal informal knitting retreat is just what we did at Rhinebeck.
Yeah.
Like everybody shows up and we have a big house and we can all just hang out together and like, we can all kind of separate a little during the day, which would be, I guess, if there was a formal thing, like, you know, everybody takes different classes, but then we still can like meet up with each other and have dinner together and like, you know, talk about what we did and just like hang out super low key. Like, I love the idea of like, obviously Rhinebeck is a not all the time thing, but just like going away for a weekend with a couple of friends and like leave the kids and just go like sit in a like nice hotel off season. Go sit in a nice hotel off season and like have a pool and just like get like a fancy dinner and like just kind of
not have to be on a schedule.
Get to just be a person and not just a mom, which I feel like honestly I am pretty good about doing. That's one perk to having only Owen, is I am not on mom duty 24/7. But just, you know, time to hang out with my people. My people are yarn. My people are obviously Dylan, but my people are yarn people. Yeah. So it's just, it fills my cup so much to hang out with people that love yarn as much as I do.
That's a great way to put it.
And then like formal, I don't know, somewhere like cozy. So like not somewhere stuffy, like not somewhere super ritzy, but somewhere that's like really cozy, just as cozy vibes. Like, you know, you can kind of like take workshops. Maybe there's like a nature dyeing workshop, like with
Changing my mind. Keep
natural
going.
Fibers and you know, maybe a couple of classes, but not a jillion classes because that makes it more expensive, because I would want it to be affordable.
Right.
Because I look at the prices of some of these retreats and I go like, I can't spend that much money for 4 days. And also making them so they're on like a teacher schedule, because a lot of them start on Thursdays. So like doing one over a holiday weekend or doing one in the summer when we can actually go to these things.
Or school vacation week.
Or school vacation week. Just like low key, like having fun, like, you know, some community time. Do some of the dumb like icebreakers and shit to get to know people. But just like, just that general sense of just like hanging out and you're all happy to be there and like you do some things together and you get to make some new friends.
Changing my answers. I'm gonna go loosey goosey treehouse cabin.
Oh god, let's make it happen.
And then formal. Over the past few years, I've seen like the Squam knitting retreat.
Yes.
And I feel like that's like bucket list now for me.
It is bucket list, but it's fucking during school.
You know, honestly, I knew it was during school. I don't know the cost.
It's also up there.
But the idea of like going to a lake and like being around like a community of like-minded people and having the opportunity to do different fiber-based things and kind of
getting exposed to some different crafts too. Like I'm excited. I haven't touched my needlepoint in a while, but like doing needlepoint or doing like needle like punching or painting, like you know,
or like I've seen something. I don't think this is Quam related, but like making a journal, like binding leather, like something like binding a book, or
like I love being crafty and I love yarn, but it's not like my legs are not just limited to yarn either.
Right.
So getting to explore those other.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So changed. Do we have any other questions?
I think that was it, just the two.
Yeah, I didn't have any other ones.
So I'll have lots of acquisitions for next time, because Sam just had her Valentine's update and I got one of her self-care boxes. So there's a tumbler and yarn that matches the tumbler and a candle and some chocolate, and it's going to be lovely and delightful. But also I finally sprung and ordered a fade bundle, 2 fade bundles to make a fade cardi. So now I'm like, do I want to make the comfort fade or do I want to make the rose cardigan? So I feel like I have to like really look at those two again. But either way, I'm not doing a shawl color because I just don't like them. But what I really like about this fade here, I'll pull up the picture, is it's extremely subtle. I don't like loud fades for garments. I don't like them. It's for me, it's too much. If I'm having a loud fade, it's like a cowl or a shawl.
I want to say, so like big differences between comfort fade and the rose cardi are that like the rose cardi is knit in sections. Front left, back left, front right, back right. Then you have to seam all of those and then a collar. And then cut like sleeves.
Nope. Okay.
So
Well, that makes that easy.
So that's why I'm like, you can look at my you can look at the pattern I have.
So here we go. So we can see the fade in order. So these were all like test gains for her tumblers, and I love how gradual this is, and I would totally rock these colors. But no, oh God, no. Angie said that the Comfort Fade is a pretty quick, easy knit, and I'm like, perfect.
Great.
So I saw, I think it was Tracy of the Grocery Girls did like ribbing for hers instead of the shawl collar, and I'm like, that's what I'm doing.
Because shawl collar, that season of my life is over.
And then, And then I texted my husband, I'm like, Sam has these minis for Valentine's Day. You should order them for me. And he's like, he sent me a voicemail, which I took a screenshot of because I have text to, like, voice to text recognition. I screenshot it and I posted it in my stories if you saw it. He's like, you can, like, just go ahead and order that yarn because, like, I clicked on it. I don't know what weight you want or all these things, and just order it yourself. Happy Valentine's Day. And I just laughed. I would like to be surprised every once in a while, but I also appreciate the fact that he didn't want to get the wrong thing.
And he knew that yarn had different weights.
Because he's like, I'm like, you knew yarn had different weights? He's like, yeah, I've like looked at it a couple of times before, but I like didn't want to get the wrong thing. And I'm just like, next time, just like message Sam. She'll make it happen.
Take care of me. Yes.
So lots of Sam yarn, even though I said I wasn't gonna. It's okay. It's fine. I love supporting Sam, and her colors, like all of these Valentine's colors, are just they're my colors. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They are so my colors, and I've been wanting
purples and like aquas.
So good. I've been wanting to make a Comfort Fade cardi, but I didn't see the right fade.
Now you got the right fade.
Now I got the right fade.
Maybe I'll make mine and you make yours, because I ordered a kit in the summer.
Oh,
it's in mustache.
Oh,
I got yarn for that.
What is it?
It is from the Little Wolf Knits. Mm-hmm. It was her wine fade.
Oh, so I do remember.
It's from like a creamy pink speckles to like a deep maroonish-ish. More red than that.
Yeah, I do remember seeing that picture.
So I was like, yeah, I'll make that for the fall. It's going to be great. And like, here we are. And, like,
let's do it. We can do it in the spring.
Oh, so I'm loving this so far.
Oh, I do. You know
like
what?
The colors.
You know what? Maybe I'll wind up knitting it after. I think I gotta go through my stash, but I must have 2 skeins of things, something I can.
Well, even if you have.
Right, I'm like, or even like fingering.
I was getting the whole double for your 2
definitely
colors.
got double something somewhere.
And get squishy squish.
Oh.
An idea has been born.
Because I have some on the round single ply in like an oopsie color for this, so it's more pinky. I could definitely find something to pair that with in my stash. So yeah.
This was gonna be a sweater originally. Like I have some skeins of this for me, but like, not so much a gray girl.
That's okay. I do like a good gray cardigan. I definitely need to make a good gray cardigan.
Cardigan I could see.
Oh, my Franca cardigan would be up there too. That I made with Beachy Breeze.
Yes.
That I made for my birthday last year.
Swan Lake.
Yeah, it's Swan Lake.
Yeah.
I wear the shit out of that thing. I love it so much. So that would also be on my favorite list of things. I really like that. Maybe I will make one. I'll go stash diving.
You should.
Right, we're doing this on February break. We're gonna go through and we're gonna organize our stashes, and I will come over and help you do it.
Thank you. Teach me your ways.
I really don't have ways, but I want to see all your yarn.
That's fine. And that's fine, because maybe I'll be like, just take that home, because then I don't have to categorize it.
We'll make it work.
I'll have to find all of it, because a lot of it's in the bin, but then the bin got full.
Yeah.
I had 2 bins.
This is why the cabinet is helpful, because it gives me a visual reminder of, I really don't need that. I do already have yarn for that. And
I feel like that would be helpful to me. Like when I lived in the condo, I did, like we had a spare bedroom, and it was like the office, my craft room. I had my sewing machine out, like the desk was in there, and like now we don't have that extra space. And
you could.
I mean, I could, but I don't.
I know.
I could, but I don't. Is basically it. Yep. That's like the story of a lot of things in my life. I could, but I don't. But yeah, do we have anything going on?
There will be a Fiber Foodies meetup this month. I don't exactly know when, because my paint schedule is still up in the air a little bit regarding like camp and stuff. Yeah, but it'll probably be something on February break. So I don't have a location, because Grays never got back to me, so maybe I'll try them again in like the spring when it's a little bit warmer and we can sit outside.
That might be nice. Little patio knitting.
So be on the lookout. I'm trying to think of what we could do. I'll come up with something because we didn't have one in January, and I don't want to I don't want it to just disappear.
Yeah, you don't want people to lose interest.
No, definitely not. So if you have any ideas.
I love a brunch.
Oh yeah, I know. Brunch is good. Where could we go for brunch? I mean, I love Bayberry, but we already did Bayberry for brunch. If you have any good brunch places, let us know.
And Central Rhode Island-ish.
Central Rhode Island-ish.
You know what I feel?
What?
Dante's in East Greenwich has good brunch.
I don't know if they
Small,
take yeah, that's
Union in Maine is bigger. They have mimosa flakes.
Also, Sophia's Tuscan Grill has brunch.
We had our engagement dinner there.
Really?
I love it there. I've never been to brunch.
I went once. I went when Sam was in town. So Sam's come into town and stayed with me a couple times. We went, I think the last time Sam was in town, and it was really nice. And they don't take reservations for less than 6 people. So we could definitely make that work.
I really liked it there.
They have really good food.
That is true.
Maybe we'll do that.
Because they're not going to kick us out if we had a reservation for 6 and only 5 people showed up.
Right.
With good intention.
All right, so if I can get enough interest, if I can get at least 6 people to commit.
Come eat breakfast with
Let's
us.
see. Let's say tentatively on February 26th, right before we go back to school after February break.
Is it this Sunday?
So the Sunday, because I have paint classes on the other Sundays. I have 2 back-to-back on the 19th.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
I was going to say I might be in full crisis mode, but I'll try.
I mean, I will be.
This will help.
This will help. It's BYOB, so we can bring some bubbly.
Yeah, it is BYOB.
All right, let's tentatively plan. I'll call Sophia's tomorrow and see if I can make a reservation for 8. We had 8 people last time. We'll see if we can get at least 8, but we need at least 6. So if we don't have at least 6 people fully commit, then I have to cancel it because we won't be able to.
Then we'll be going to IHOP down the street.
We'll be going to IHOP. IHOP is also fine.
It's not bad.
But they have really good. I only eat my own pancakes, but their pancakes are the ones I will make an exception for. All right, so tentatively brunch on the 26th, and then if you haven't, have people been using the Stash Down page? I bought a new scale.
Yeah.
I need to actually weigh my yarn.
Let me open.
So our Stash Down Google Doc is live and running if you didn't see our post about that. So we are tracking yarn in grams because we feel like that's the most equitable, because if you make something in bulky weight yarn, it's obviously going to be less yardage than fingering weight. So we're tracking grams.
I don't have my drive on here.
Let me see if I can pull it up.
Phone.
So we can, we're going to be drawing prizes quarterly.
So at the end of March.
End of March, end of June, end of September, and end of December. Yes. And
last I checked, which might have been at some point last week, I think we had 7 entries.
Oh, nice. All right, here we go.
A lot of them were Kait.
That's
Kaitlyn's knickknacks. Jersey Kait. She's got 3 or 4 of them.
Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 are from Kaitlyn. And then we have Denise and my friend Katie, who is my lovely friend in Montana who I swap with.
Oh, so right now it's looking like, well, I haven't looked at all the grams, but it's looking like Kaitlyn will have the most entries so far.
Yeah. So, excellent. So we're gonna keep plugging it, keep using it. I need to put my own entries in there. I did just get a new scale because I can't find my other one. So
we'll
I need
put
to
our stuff in there, but we'll just take our stuff.
Oh yeah,
out.
we're not counting, but just it's that accountability thing.
Yeah, it
so
is.
I want to see how much I'm using. I definitely bought more than I used last month. It's fine.
I could say the opposite because I didn't buy anything.
Right. Well, I have
right now.
This past month, I think I'm about even, but since I just bought all this yarn from Sam, I'm like, gotta get a roll on this.
I bought, so Sam had the minis. I loved all the colors and I was trying to be good, and I really wanted to buy that fade that you got for your cardigan, but I was like, what would I make with it?
There are so many foreskein patterns.
I know. I just more so wanted it. And then I was like, because I don't have a plan, I'm not gonna do it.
No, that's why I was like, what can I do?
Yeah, and then so the minis were gorgeous. Like I got the pink ones and the bluey purple mermaid ones. Good. So I got both sets, and I'm thinking I'm gonna make an anthology throw which is what I wanted to make with my Emma's Yarn minis that I got for my advent this year, but I didn't love most of them. So
that's okay.
I might sub out the colors I don't like and just keep the pinks, purples, blues, and the greens I did like, and get rid of like those orangey reds
nothing
and like
wrong with that.
taupenesses, and make it more of a happy throw.
My very first advent that I did, I haven't used it. It's sitting in a bag, but of the 24 minis and the big skein, I think I'm down to like 13 minis. So I've just like put the other ones, I've gifted them, or I've stuck them with sock sets and gifted them to people. Or my sister really likes yellow, so I'm like, here's all the yellow ones. Please take them.
Yeah. If you're a lover of orange, please let me know, because I'd like to give them away, because I don't think that I want them.
No, they're not for you, and that's
okay.
I
remember when I first started opening the advent, I was like, oh man, it's not for me.
Yeah. Well, so not all of them.
I feel like both of my advents this year were not
really. You didn't like the other one either?
So I can't really complain about the Emma's Yarn one. Everything was really pretty, and I did win it, so I didn't pay for it.
But the other one?
The other one, Winter Skies. The yarn was similar to the pictures, except I would have expected more like more midnight blues than grays. So it's like grays and greens.
Okay.
And it's pretty yarn. I just don't know if I picked well.
Yeah.
I
mean, you were kind of down to the wire, and that's like...
Yeah, I wasn't going to do an advent, never done an advent. Then I was like, I'll do this advent. And then I won that other advent. And I was like, now I have 2 advents. We're doing the advent thing. And I wasn't going to rip everything opened until I wasn't loving it. I think we were like 7-8 days in, and I was like, oh my God, it's got to get better from here. And that's just my opinion. Because
I don't think Justine liked it very much either.
No.
Some days.
Okay.
Because those oranges are...
Not her.
She definitely sucked out a couple.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to do an advent this year. I wasn't planning on doing an advent last year, but then the Mean Girls one, and I regret literally nothing. It is absolutely perfect, and it was 100% the right choice. So like if something comes up and I'm like, that is, then I'll jump on it, but I might sit this year out.
Yeah, we'll see.
I have plenty of advents to work through from previous years.
Maybe like I can make one for you, you can make one for me from stuff we've got, like just hanging around.
I did do that one year. I did do that.
I saw Sandra did something stash vent, so I
don't
know if
I think it's you
like
just
group.
It's like I think it's an account, or it might be a Ravelry group, but
or you get like 24 people and you all make
you just
mini
swap.
skeins with your skein, or like, and give each
swap
other
your scraps,
Yeah, that's a cool idea. That is a really cool idea. I like that.
I'm like, minis just are so like, I've learned they're very like hit or miss for me. So it's like, unless I know exactly what I'm gonna do, like my pillow, my crochet pillow, like I bought those minis knowing that's exactly what I was going to make. My pink advent, I didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew it was all pink, so I knew it would all get used.
You'd be using it,
I have a Schitt's Creek one, and I have an Office one. I haven't used either one of those yet.
I think I got a Schitt's Creek one from the
from Harbor Fibers. Yep, that's the same one. I haven't decided.
Make that Jenna first time guess, who's a color work yoke pattern. I can't remember the name of it. It's like a gray.
Okay,
that's in the closet, not in the stash, and I forgot I had it until this moment.
Maybe I'll that's helping organize your stash will help with that, because I'm like, oh yeah, I do still have that in there.
And I just buy things.
That's okay.
But I'm going to be better because I want to save my money.
For Rhinebeck.
So I can purchase things at Rhinebeck. But also, people who have advents out now, like, wow.
That's too much.
That makes me worried, because I know that people had reported out last year that they had like purchased things early and didn't get them for whatever reason. Like if there was...
I feel like most people who are consistent, they go out in the summer. Which I feel like is perfectly appropriate, because you need to know ahead of time how much to order, and then you can start dyeing in like the fall and ship them out.
Right.
I would be skeptical of any that were earlier than that.
Early, and they want the money.
Right.
And not just like a deposit.
Like the whole thing.
Let's pay for it now, and then you don't get it for a year. But like anything could happen with supply. Like, I don't know. Unless you're truly... I don't know, like maybe it's not your full-time job and you are truly dyeing some like a little at a time. I don't know. But I feel like it's a lot to...
But also, like depending on what the situation looks like, if Sam does another like cozy winter box, I'll probably just get that instead of an advent.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that box was
Yeah, and you could open it all at once.
Yeah.
And so that was the thing. I ended up opening it all because I was like, oh God, I gotta open this thing again. It's just kind of like, it was anticlimactic.
I mean, I made it, 5 days before I had to open my whole
I
thing?
think I made it about half.
But I did, like, once I decided I was doing a sea glass, I did need to open the whole thing so I could cake them up.
Yes, you did. You did.
I waited 5 days. That was 5 days more than I thought I was going to be able to wait.
Like, we got to one really good day and it was a really good pink, and the next day I think we were back to orange.
Fucking orange.
And I was
yeah.
like, ugh. And I was like, it's gotta get better from here. It's gotta get better from here.
And it's
for me. But like, if you're an orange lover, you were like living your best orange life.
Just oranges. I do like some oranges,
and this comes from Florida, so maybe orange. I don't know. She did have a good array of colors in there. So there was some yellow and orange and like the blues, greens, purples. But the back half was more me than the front half. So if you like orange,
let us know. We can hook you up.
Venmo me your shipping, and I will send it anywhere in the United States for you.
There we go.
But I think that's it.
I think we're good.
Woo!
Yay!
See you in a couple weeks.
February break.
February break. Maybe we'll dump the stash. We'll be behind the mountain.
We could. I mean, we could have like a mini
2-parter.
Yeah.
Like half my house, half your house.
Like an unofficial episode, like a 6.5.
Okay, 6.5. We don't have to follow the same format.
No, we don't.
We do what we want.
We do what we
can
want.
Watch if you want.
It's like a bonus. It's a bonus episode. That's what it is. It's a bonus episode. Bonus.
Okay. Well, we'll see you then.
We'll see you then.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.